Hello. I want to give you an idea of how you can prepare yourself for entering data on this particular cash budget. This cash budget is not necessarily just filling in the blanks based on some data. You have part of the information in this particular scenario, and your job is to fill in the missing pieces. So knowing the relationship among the data is going to be very, very helpful in deducing what numbers go in each cell. So in this case, you're going to complete the budget. Now, this budget has missing pieces. Now, when you see this particular worksheet tab, notice that areas where it has zeros, that's very helpful because that means you don't need to put anything there. It's only in areas where you have the X's or blank spaces where you will have to click key in a number. So knowing that the relationship is going to be helpful. So in this case, we have a budget with some of the information because we don't have all of it. So we had to find out how to complete these blanks. And in your document, you should see these spaces where you put the key in data with a blue background, and that should be helpful to you. So your job is to fill in the missing spaces. With that in mind, it does tell you a little bit of information. It gives you in the data sheet, it tells you, let me try to think, where is it? Okay, up on the top, that you're the accountant, and your job is to create the budget. You lost the budget, but you have been able to recreate some of it. Your job is to create a budget or fill in the rest of the pieces of the budget with some information that you need. One is, if there's a cash efficiency, this is how you need to make up your cash efficiency and borrowing from the bank. So, and then the company also pays all borrowed amounts of money at the end of the month as cash becomes available. So that's what we're going to be thinking about, filling in the missing pieces with this data. So this one here is not too bad because you already know there's nothing to go here. So it's not like you take this number and take the difference and you have to split between the two. You don't have to do that. All you're doing basically is filling in this number here. So if you know what the end balance is, there's nothing here. You know the beginning balance is. You have to deduce the difference between these two. You put here. The next thing in on this category is finding what your ending balance is. It's all a matter of mathematics. So once you have this number filled in, this number here is already total, okay, because that's going to be the combination of the two numbers here. And then cash payments for inventory. Well, you don't know what cash payments from inventory is, and let's find out. So if we know then that the ending balance of cash payments is this, and we have this, we have to deduce the same thing. The difference between these two is this. Do you see what I'm saying? So let's just give you an example. I don't know what my cash collections are, okay? So if I take the difference between the 118, 107, excuse me, and subtract the 16,000, I come up with, oops, sorry, let me undo, in the wrong column. If I take the difference between the 107 and the 16,900, I automatically know that this is my 90,000 is going to be my cash. And the two of these numbers added together give you 107. Well, I don't know what my cash payments for inventory is, but I can back into it. And it's essentially the same kind of logic. The difference between this number here and this number here gives us that number. And it's on and on and on. Once you have the data here, this will give you kind of an idea of whether or not you need to fill in the rest. Because what happens is the cash ending balance before financing, well, we need to know, we take our cash available and we subtract our cash payments, we come up with our remaining cash available. If there's a difference that's lower than this 21,000, guess what? We have to make up that difference. So we have to make up that difference. Well, let's find out what our ending balance is. I'm going to use a mathematical formula. You don't have to do this. Just take your calculator and do the math. So if I know what my cash available is of 107, and I subtract all of my cash payments, I get the 98.4. Subtracting from that 107, I get $8,900. Well, that $8,900 is less than the minimum amount of cash desired. So my deficiency in this case is the difference between the 21,000 and 8,900. So I have to borrow $12,100. So I need to borrow $1,200 and move forward. I don't have any new borrowings. Well, I don't have any less debt payments. I don't have any interest payments. So the effect of my financing is going to be the 12,000. And I'm going to put the 12,100 here. See? And then here, I'm going to add, okay. So now the first month is done for you. It is not necessarily the most difficult project to do, but you have to kind of see the relationships among these different line items in creating this budget. I hope this demonstration is helpful to you. Please send me an email message if you have any questions. Take care.